morning. Viv here, walking with Viv. So it's day 2 of strength training, and I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning and I was thinking actually about my divorce, and so I've been married 3 times and divorced 3 times, and all of them divorced me, and all of them ended with assault, and I was the one who was assaulted. My kids have always been the ones that have been exploited and used as leverage for control over me. So I always find shitty dudes to marry. So really been processing these weaknesses in me with my choices in men and my choices in relationships in general, because I even recognize my female relationships were very blurred lines, boundaries were crossed, and recognizing my boundaries way low on my totem pole. So I wasn't really doing well in my world because I had no boundaries. So it's pretty much like anything goes, and you think that everyone is following this code of ethics or whatever statue that you're living by, and turns out they don't. And then you're super disappointed and upset and woe is me, and this whole victim mentality. Lots of things can happen because we just misperceive people, and we don't really understand our perception towards relationships or how we're approaching or maintaining our relationships. So I've done a piss poor job. I pretty much have done a shitty job. So, and kind of having to reflect, why do I find myself in these predicaments? Okay, when you're young and teen, it's one thing to find yourself in stupid relationships, but come on, I'm a grandma. Very loud. So I'm a grandma now, so I can't be acting like no teenager. I can't be making decisions like a teenager. I actually have adult children, so I have to be an adult and model for my children so that they make wiser decisions than me. But if I'm the foolish teen, well, I'm not a real good model. So I'm having to really process that. I realized that my marriages were not failures. They were actually successes because I outgrew them. I outgrew them probably every marriage in about 6 months. So that's 6 months of being married to them. Oh, what did I do? Oh gosh. But it's kind of what I did. And now I'm learning that I wasn't cool, because it put me and my kids in these very exploitive positions, and now we're just totally, hey, look at more walkers. Hi people. Walkers. So anyways, so check it. So I was putting me and my children in these really, really detrimental positions because I was married and unable to do anything about it. So after all of this, I would be trapped, and then I would have to find ways to get out of it. So long story short, it's bad. It's been a bad problem for me. Ooh, my arm is getting tired. I need one of those little antenna thingies. But whatever. This is strength training. I'm training my arms right now. So anyways, I realized that I outgrew my marriages, and I'm strong. I'm stronger. I've outgrown every single one of them. Where they are in their life, who cares? I don't know. I know I'm doing me. And every time I'm somewhere cooler, somewhere greater, experiencing something better. So I'm on the upscale of life, where I realize I always have been. I just thought I wasn't because I was outgrowing everyone. So I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm moving on, they're moving on, I'm being abandoned. No, I'm being pushed further because I've grown further. And I just didn't see it. I just didn't think about it. And now I'm like, oh shit, I have grown. I grew up, I raised kids, I built a career. I've actually had 3 businesses. I'm about to start a 4th because I got these new concepts happening. I'm like, I'm on top of the world. And here I am sad and learning just to recognize my depression and my adopted conditionings and learning that they are not a part of me. And they're things that I can just do away with, like say, oh, that doesn't work, and bye, and actively practicing my assertiveness, practicing talking on film, practicing challenging my body, and seeing like, how do I approach it mentally? And my mental approach is everything, because if I'm good about it, then it just goes good. But if I'm not good and there's resistance emotionally or mentally or whatever way, it's not going to turn out right. So recognizing my mental weaknesses by writing them down and processing them and going, what's your issue with that? Or that person, or this thing, or this experience? And writing that out helps me process it. And guess what? When I processed it and go, oh, that was stupid, cross it off my list, done. It's like a whiteboard that you just get to just do away with tasks, just with events, things that just don't serve. And when we let those things go, we get mentally strong and we start to see things in a different approach, a different dynamic. And then it's pretty breathtaking because it could be anything. It's like, oh, I'm at ground zero. And when you get to ground zero, that means clean slate. That means starting fresh off the dock, like you just got a fresh shower, like you just got washed, cleansed. And that's what it feels like. And so anyways, that's my strength talk for today is what are your mental challenges and how are they dictating in your life, in your decision making? What are those traumas that really bind you to this negativity and this hardship that you want to actually lose? So, mental note, just think about it and see what comes up. But either way, it's already something you've already experienced and lived past, so it doesn't really matter anymore because it's done. So, all right, I'm about to cross this road.